Welcome back to Let's Play Persona 3 FES. It has been a rubbish January. I was gonna say for me, but you know, it's a rubbish January in general, really, isn't it? You know, how long ago did I last record this? Last part. I had the hard drive space issue, didn't it? Where like the hard drive space, which I think is down to Audacity, while it's recording, it actively takes up space more and more as it goes. Maybe. I assume that's what happened because I didn't really have much hard drive space at that point. It kind of went to shit. How is it doing now? I'll monitor that as we go through this. So when did I last record? Because it feels like it must have been quite some time now. And what's that? The 6th of January, it's now the 18th of January. I guess that makes sense then, because it's like, all the shit that happened in between that, it's like, oh, I hate this month so much. It's like, had, you know, routine doctor's appointment thing, because, you know, blood pressure and all that is somewhat high, so it's like, okay, we're gonna do another test on that, do the weighing, do the blood, check the blood pressure and all that. And this was after an already hectic day, you know, I had the eye tested, went to town, sorted out some bagging stuff, and got a new guitar lead. So I was already like, And then they were like, oh, your pulse is abnormal here. We're gonna have to have you go see a doctor in a different place. So travel there. I was stressing out over this. And what do you do? Oh yeah, it's high. And then it's like, okay, tomorrow we'll have you, you know, go to the hospital, get like checked by specialists and all that. And to cut the long story short, it all turned out to be alright, everything seemed fine in the end. But the stress and the waiting, I felt like I had taken more damage to my body being in that hospital. So I was there for 6 fucking hours. It's like, oh, it's just, you know, a routine thing. It's like, we'll have this done, then we talk through this. And like, okay, so we're gonna have you also, you know, just to rule out everything. We'll have like an X-ray scan done in chest and stuff like that, and then have the ultrasound, which ended up having to wait till the next day because, you know, they were busy that day. Keep in mind, this is 6 hours I was there. Most of that time was spent waiting in between these things. So like the first one, I was like, at least I got to sat down, and it was only the start of the day on that. Second time, it's like, okay, now the chest X-ray, no sitting room at all, just standing there for what felt like at least half an hour or more. My freaking body ached all over. And then after that, you know, waiting area for the next one. Didn't really have much sitting room either, so it's like, In fact, yeah, didn't have any sitting room there either. Yeah, so I was standing there as well. It's like, this just sucks. Then had that done, and I think I'm getting mixed up because that was the next day as well. But I didn't have to wait nearly as long, but still, pain in the ass to understand waiting. I hate waiting for an appointment. I don't think anyone actually likes waiting for an appointment, but my god, it's ridiculous. 6 hours on the one day for all that, and then probably about an hour or so for the other one the next day. And the funny thing is, right, that second appointment, the ultrasound, it's like I had to wait on the first day as well, waiting for that before, you know, they, you know, got in contact, realized that they wouldn't be able to get it done today. So like, after waiting, I don't even know how long it was at that point, for this Allers test. They were basically like, you can just go home, we'll have it sorted tomorrow. So it's like, so he was basically just waiting there when we could have gone home like an hour ago. It's like, And then to top off the bullshit, I was playing Time Splitters Future Perfect later on that same day. Or am I thinking of a different day? I can't remember, I'm getting my freaking days mixed up. It might have been, no. Well, I might have played it and got pissed off at the end because I've been playing the challenges on and off, and I finally cleared all the challenges and all that. But you know, for the trophies and all the unlockables, you gotta get all the goals and stuff like that. It's like, hell no. Some of those challenges were a pain in the ass to get a bronze on, let alone freaking gold. Ooh. It's like, it's a game from my childhood that I really enjoyed, but I think a lot of that came down to the fact that, you know, there was multiplayer to be played. Whereas nowadays, they don't really have that. It's like I could play the game with my brother, but the thing is, I don't have an additional controller for the PS5. Or even the PS4. So it's like, kind of sucks, doesn't it? But anyways, there was another event that happened a while ago. I was recording for Pokemon. No, it wasn't for, it was Lil Busters actually. And about nearly an hour into the record session, as I am right now, sitting cross-legged as I usually am because there's no room, I sat on the bed, cross-legged. In front of me is the old laptop, to the side of me is the new laptop, and then in between all that is the PS3 with the crazy light bulb science experiment shenanigans that is the HDMI splitter, then the capture card, then, you know, the extension lead thing, you know, so all the plugs and all that, because just so much shit to plug in. So got all that. That's the setup, and it's the setup right now. Well, actually, it wasn't quite that hectic because I didn't have to have the PS3 and all that setup, but that's beside the point. 2 laptops. And I was like, my legs are aching, so let's readjust. And as I moved my leg, I hit this stupid freaking headphones lead that I was plugged in, and it tripped the laptop off of the bed. And because the monitor was, you know, off its hinge, it almost snapped off entirely. And when I lifted it back up onto the bed, barely managing to avoid it from hitting the floor, I noticed it was no longer powered on. It was still powered on, but there was nothing on the screen. And I completely lost my shit. Full-on mental breakdown, and yet somehow, someway, there's this computer guy that we've used before, and he somehow got the laptop, same day, fixed the hinge, put everything back in place, cleaned it up, and it's working. And now it's actually in better shape than it was before that, because now the hinge that was broken off is now being welded on, so now it no longer is just dangling off all the damn time. Point is, in the midst of that, before that happened, I was about to post on my channel about me basically just be like, fuck it, laptop's dead, fuck it. I'm taking a freaking break, and I don't know if I'd be coming back, because I was just done. Been stressful all month and that shit happened. But my god, he fixed it pretty damn fast. So, and that was the same day with the Time Splitters Future Perfect thing, you know, later on in the day, just get pissed off. I was like, no wonder why my fucking blood pressure's so goddamn high. It wasn't even the blood pressure, it was the heart rates. It's like, it was apparently irregular. But that's the thing. It's like, I suffer anxiety, so it's like, they go on, it's like, okay, you got high blood pressure. Let's put you through all these points. Let's not explain fully what the deal is, just that it's like high. It's like, but high by how much? What are we talking here, man? It's like, good god, I hate this month. I knew this year was gonna suck, but freaking hell, right off out the gates. That's not even taking into account the freaking shit going on in the world these days. Like, man. I miss the 2010s at this rate. The 2020s have been the worst fucking decade of my life. Which is kind of saying something, because, you know, the late 90s were a bit nightmares for me, because I can't even remember them. Because we had neighbors from hell. And I feel like I've mentally blocked the late 90s out, but, you know. Other than that, the 90s were alright, you know. 2000s, they had some bad, some good. As far as decades go, possibly the better decade of my life so far. But 2020 is gonna fucking suck on a what would be something? Suck on a poisonous slug. Yeah, that's something unpleasant. A poisonous slug that will paralyze you and then kill you. Although saying that, it's like, we're talking about a decade can't be killed. The only thing that can kill a decade is another decade. Because once the 2030s come in, the 2020s die. Because they become the past. Little legal request, just a moment while I check. Ah, so that's what rainbow hair looks like. It has such beautiful colors. I bet you're wondering what I plan to use it for. The secret is a reward. Omega Drive. What's the Omega Drive do? Well, you see, it was gonna be Sega's next console before they said, the Dreamcast, it's not selling very well. Fuck it. We'll just focus on making games, mostly Sonic and some old stuff, and we'll just bow out of the console stuff. Just gotta check that all of these can be registered without. You know, because sometimes I'll have one that's lower level than the ones that go registered. What can we do? Can't visit the room just yet. I'm not sure if we're even gonna make it to the top of charts. I'm not sure how far we can go to get that. Wait. I've got to get the page up for that. Yeah, it's old. Typical. I was like, maybe it could be now. It's of course it's still old and still not. What about that old one? How do we make disogen? How do we fuse this thing? Fusion. It's neat that there are like websites that are just basically a fusion calculator for these games, because that's very useful. Ah yeah, it needs all the metamas and nifra. Cost a total of about 106,000 yen. That is, I assume, if you were to get each persona out of the compendium or wherever, with them all at base level. So that doesn't take into account that they might be high level. I've already got one of them, so I just need 4 additional slots, basically. Which is kind of tricky to do, honestly. So what can we do here? Thing is, it's like we don't actually need the star anymore because we maxed that social link. But the thing is, I've actually been kind of using this persona quite a bit, so it's like, you know, there are personas that are just merely there for the social links, and then there are ones that I'm actually like, you know what, they could be useful. It's like CERT, I haven't really used CERT much at all, you know? It's the strongest of the magician. It feels weird to get it. Wait a minute. If I fuse the Hanged Man, but then again, Siegfried's pretty decent too. I mean, you'd hope it would be, considering it's the ultimate persona of its arcana. Well, we can always do it this way, I guess. It's like, it doesn't matter what personas we... You know what? Actually, change the plan. I just can't decide. No. Because Siegfried's going to be expensive to get back out of, you know. Have I made this one? Yeah. You know what, actually, what can we get from a trip? Wait, isn't Yolungo the strongest of the temples? Or I could just, you know, make Hellbite instead. Oh man, I can't decide. I mean, this would clear up 2 slots. But if I did this one, I could, you know... No, I wouldn't actually be able to do that. Being indecisive sucks, man. Can we make a Hanged Man a different... Yeah, not really. Wait a minute, I was completely been overlooking Gendu this whole time. Well, let's see what Gendu would fuse then. This is mostly just to, you know, clear up space, really. Apropos. I've already got that one now. Have I made Kaiwa? Let's have a look. No, I haven't. Oh, look how expensive Nandi is to get back, though. God damn, that's expensive. It's funny how we've maxed out the tower, but we've only got 1 tower persona this whole time. What did I fuse? Yeah, it's these ones, right? We're 19 minutes into the recording and I can't decide. I am Kaiwan, your other face, your other self. So, does my other self have Wi-Fi? Right left is this way. You got vampire teeth? The trouble with having too many moves, man. At least they have more moves than a Pokemon, right? Ooh, that's a decent one. That's what I hate about these auto abilities, because unless you already know what the ability's called, you don't really get any context of what the bloody thing does. Oh. It's like, I've never been able to memorize these ones, you know? I see Rakakaja and I'm like, what does that one do? It's like, now if it was Masakunda, you know, we already know what that one is because we are right there. You will nullify his weakness. So what do we lose? Wait, so it deals damage as well as poisons? Ah, screw it. I rarely decrease hit and evasion of anything. I do all this and I'm probably not even going to use the Solar anyway. It's just merely to clear up space. And we can actually make an Aeon Arcana Persona with that. So let's see. Why, if we fuse the two together, we'd actually get the tower! Which I'm not gonna do, but still. So I wonder why we haven't, is because the tower is such a finicky arcana to fuse. So we've got 2 slots cleared up. And we need 4 Repetigon spread fusion the following results. So we need 4 slots. That's kind of a bitch. If we do a triangle spread fusion, we'd have enough. Trouble is, I just... Well, we can make the Hanged Man, I guess. That works. See what I mean? It's like I went for all that trouble with Kaiwan, and then I'm not even gonna use it. Let's first, might as well, register it first. Imagine I do this now and then it's like, oh, the next one requires Kaiwan as a fusion. It's like, ah, son of a bitch. That's gonna cost me 100,000 yen. A god in Assyrian mythology, he is associated with the planet Saturn. He is usually grouped with another god, Cyclops. I don't know how to pronounce this. Trouble is, I'm also probably gonna get Saki Mitama again, you know, after this, because... Actually, don't... Wait, no. Yeah, because it's got a lot of good heals and stuff, you know? It's a similar reason why I've kept Prince of Fatality around a long time. Plus, you still got, you know, your guys' social on top of all that. Hell Biker nullifies the light while also resist leaves, which is kind of weird, kind of redundant. I'm the Hell Biker. I'll give you a ride to the far side of hell. We're gonna take the highway to hell. I kind of you know, because I'm a skeleton and all, it kind of makes me think of, was his name Ryoji from Persona 5? Was that guy's name? You know, he had a skeleton kind of persona. I can't even remember what it was called. That was, oh, Captain Kid, that was it's pirates. It's like I gave up the bike life and, you know, succeed. I don't know why, but he's just making me think of, what is it called? Biker Mice from Mars or something like that. It's like I legit cannot remember a single damn thing about that, other than, you know, the art style. I can't remember anything else about that. Since you nullify the light, we're going out in 2 that basically has similar ones. This one is the weaker of the 2. For curiosity's sake, what can you think? Abandon all faith who enter this mountain. Neveros. Was that the one that we got from completing the request? Or was it different? I think about it, I think Neveros is needed to fuse Alice. I think. Because Alice is a really weird persona. Not just because it's basically, you know, Alice from Alice in Wonderland, except she's completely, you know, psychotic and is all about killing one-hit attacks and all that. Besides that, is the fact that to fuse that persona, you have to have a very specific fusion. Which is why when I first played this game a few years back, I didn't even realize that was a persona in the game. Because it's so specific. And now for the money drain. So we're looking for, because they're all a different arcana, well, except 2 of them are from the Temperance. Wait. Yeah, that's, wait, did I say 2 of them were from Temperance? Yeah. I hope I got that one, man. I, in fact, do not have that one. Shit. Ah, oh, man. I'm already making a mistake here. I gotta check that one. How do we fuse that? Oh, God. This one requires freaking multiple fusions. I mean, it doesn't need to be. You can fuse 2 instead. Still a pain in the ass, though. Try that fusion. So, what arcana was that under? Justice and Strength. This one, I think. Rakasha and was it Archangel? Archangel. Can I get any more out before, you know? Yeah. So what was the last one? examine. Have to fuse this into one persona first so we can have space. How is it that most of the fusion recipes had 3 freaking personas to fuse this bastard when it's so low levels? Do we just not get these persona in the shuffle time? Because how is it that I've not got this persona until now? God, was this part gonna be titled Rambling and Fusing Personas? Because there's not a lot happening here. Wrapped in snake, I am Mithra, the stalwart harbinger of thy victory. Just using the power. That snake is basically its chastity belts. Twin shot. To an eerie sound. To a dodge of electricity. I just realized he inherited electric amp. But he's weak to electricity and doesn't have electric attacks. What the hell, man? It's like, you know, some personas aren't able to learn some, you know, skills, so they wouldn't inherit it from a fusion. And yet that one works anyway, that makes no sense. It shouldn't be able to, surely. Unless it can use electric cracks despite being weak to them. I mean, you could say the same about, you know, say guns. It's like everyone's weak to guns. It's like it specializes in guns, but it's also weak to them because, you know, getting shot, kind of not exactly resistant to that, right? Mithra. Money spread. Soda. Motorcyclist whose violent nature turned him into a demon. His anger at himself and the world caused him to lash out, so that everyone will suffer as well. So, he's a violent biker, I guess. Imagine having wheels that are literally just spinning flames. An ancient Iranian god of contracts, he was also revered as a sun god. At the end of time, he will descend from the heavens and raise the dead for final judgments. So, what does that exactly imply? The end of time in general, or the end of time as in the end of a person's life? They will be risen from the dead to be judged. And then what? Does that, I mean, where do they get sent after that? It's like, he just rises you up, it's like, you're an asshole. Alright, go back to bed. It's like, okay. You know, mythology and, you know, all this has some really interesting designs when you think about this. I mean, this isn't just, I mean, it is Atlas basically just like, okay, wait, this is how we've, like, created the image of how this deity looks. But, you know, basically the description of it, I mean, it doesn't really describe it there, but it's presumably something resembling what we're seeing now is what is described as his god. So at some point in time, someone, it's like, it said he was also revered as a sun god. It was like, okay, so there's this thing that's like a lion. It's got kind of like big birds, angel-like feathers, and a humanoid body, and a snake wrapped around its body at all times, and it's all red, and it's got kind of greenish blue eyes, and it judges the dead for final judgment at the end of time. That's some wild shit, man. And then when you think about it, like succubus or incubus, both of them basically similar things, except, you know, incubus goes after women, succubus after men. Or do they not discriminate and just go for both? But that's kind of wild, man. They go to people when they're asleep and dreaming. Are they basically like, back in the day, like, okay, it's, you know, wet dreams, they're the devil is just sending demons in your dreams, corrupting you, and stuff. Anyways, let's go finish that episode. This is an interesting combination. He always says that whenever you know, got the fusion needed. Ego's always kind of in the background, really, isn't he? Hell, he was, I mean, outside of Persona 5, I feel like Ego's always kind of just in the background, really. He's such an iconic character, but really, he's just kind of the guy who, you know, does all the Persona stuff. And, you know, after the first 3 Persona games, you know, Persona 1 and the 2 Persona 2 games, he's like, you know what, I'm just gonna get an assistant and they'll be the main focus going forward. It's like, hell, my boss doesn't even get referenced anymore. So, you know, it's like, I might as well go in the background too. Because, you know, before Persona 3, here you had that fireman character, or whatever the hell his name was, who, you know, was the one who gave out the Personas. Ego was still the one to do all the fusion stuff, but he wasn't the big one in charge there, giving out the Personas all willy-nilly. I guess he's just kind of carried on with that work, but he's also like, because I'm busy with all that, I gotta, you know, have an assistant. Therefore, I create a new assistant for each Persona user to make things extra confusing and convoluted. Because then you'll question, so where did the other assistants go? Like after the events of the game, you know? It's like, well, it does get referenced here and there, but you know, it's all convoluted. Series in general is pretty convoluted. Now, if this were Persona 4 or 5, she would have probably asked us to fuse this Persona with a specific ability, but we don't have to worry about that either. You know, this is gonna be the longest elevator in the world right here, this Velvet Room. And that's another thing, you know, they weren't stylized to fit the protagonist until Persona 3. Prior to that, it was just a regular-ass Velvet Room. Now, I've never watched, what was that show called? Twin Peaks. And I think there's like some kind of weird room in that series, and I wonder if that's one of the main inspirations for the Velvet Room to begin with. I am the Dai Sojo. I will shield you and heal your wounds. The old couple died and became this. Looks like something you'd see in Fatal Frame Project Zero. Seems that to happen to Dia. Well, it doesn't matter because we already got a stronger healing one by default with this one. Swift Strike. I respect your ancestors. I'll slap you. Light, a very high chance, holy shit. It's like, what do you even need that one for then if you got that? Well, you know, cost effectiveness also comes into play, I guess. It's like if it doesn't, you know, affect everyone, what's the point? Gotta have a bit more to it than just one. Nullify the darkness. Wait, it's got hammer as well? Just regular ass hammer? Now what if we can fuse him into Raphael, Skatach, Suzaku, Commando, which we already got, Melchizedek, Natataishi, we've already got. You seem to request just a moment while I check. I see that Taishojo now resides within you. It is a hard person to come by, even confusing. Yet you added it to your repertoire so easily. It seems you are quickly mastering the art of fusion. Please step to the world. Space Crash. What does it do? I do not remember. So what's Daishojo's backstory? A monk who died while fasting, his spiritual power allows his body to continue to exist without rotting. It is said that he will appear before people on the day of salvation. And again, what are the implications on the day of salvation then? But also, it's like, because you know, there are actually monks that did that, so. Is this like a famous monk, or is it just based on the concept of it? I don't know. It's not a stupid thought, but it's like, I can't really think of how to make it into a stupid joke. But you know, fasting and fasting. Different words, but you know, if you weren't paying attention, they sound almost the same word. Fasting, fasting. Fastening. Like fastening your seatbelts. So what if a monk died while fastening their seatbelts? And they mistakenly, you know, this happens, like hundreds of years pass, a monk dies in a car crash while fastening their seatbelt, and they see the article, but the language has changed over that time, so they associate it as fasting. It's like, oh, he was one of those monks then, you know, he did the fasting thing, and, you know, died while, you know, in meditation or something. It's like, no, he died because he was trying to fasten his seatbelt, and some asshole freaking crashed into him. Oh wait, let's check the quests. Oh, you want Alice now, do you? Oh, this one actually requires her to have Megiddo. Alice. Oh god, you actually need 4 personas for this one. So it's a bit different then, I guess. This one doesn't require that fusion that requires in Sun 415. It's like you only need 2 specific personas in 4 and 5, I think, to fuse Alice. You need 4 for this one. So let's first see how many personas I've actually got. Yeah, I've got 4 spaces cleared up. I can do that. That's doable. And I'm pretty sure I've gotten all 4 of these personas. It's just, how do we go about getting the Megiddo? So, what number was it? Number 48. Wait a minute. Oh, I was confused. I was looking at it, it's like, allows the creation of, it's like, wait, what? That isn't in the fusion. It's like, no, that's what you unlock by completing this. That makes a bit more sense. Because there is a way to do this. To get one of these personas to have a Megiddo. Question is, have I done this prior to any of these personas? I guess first things first is to check Nata Taishi. See if the version I've got is already got the ability on it. It does not. So we're gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. So we'll need Oberon and Decania. Oberon, was it Emperor? Yeah, he was. This. Pretty sure the other ones are the Fool. That pesky eyeball. And then we can just get 2 of the other 3. Who goes first? Pixie. Even that one costs 2,000. That's ridiculous. It's level 2. That's like 1,000 yen per level. I wonder if that actually stacks up throughout all this, or if certain personas that are stronger by default are worth more. So, like if we got Pixie to level 99, would it be worth more than say 4 right there? Oh wait, you can also nab Narcissus while we're at it. Got to inherit the ability. It's got to inherit the ability. No. No. This is the trouble with this, man. Getting it to inherit the ability. Because it's always random. I need you to learn Megiddo, but you do not want to. How many abilities does this thing have? It doesn't even have that many abilities, but still just refuses to learn. Oh, come on. I haven't been misled, have I? One of you bastards has got to be able to learn this damn ability. What if I did it the other way around? Doesn't really increase chances at all, though. Oh, there we go. Good God. That was a pain in the ass. And then it's like, something's going to happen to Megiddo. I'd be like, nope. You're not having that. You're not changing that ability. That's the one we need. You stole Hellbiker's wheels just to hover above the ground. You bastards. I got rollerblades, he's got wheels. They're both made of fire. Oh, no. You can sharp cry all you want. That's the ability we need. I'm not even gonna, you know, add this one to the compendium because it's already got one in there that's got all abilities. And you know, sure, this would be useful for a second playthrough, just have it right out the gates. You know, so we can just get the necessary ability for the fusion, but... Well, we can just get it out of fusion anyway, if that think about it. It's like, because I'm still undecided how I'm gonna handle, you know... Not post-game stuff, but, you know, second playthrough stuff, because... There's that save file of New Game Plus, but I haven't touched that save file in literally over a year, and still near the early section of the game where it's like not long after the first boss. First or second boss, whichever. And I also fucked up on the social links on that playthrough as well, because I messed up on some of the scheduling, so I wouldn't be able to max that condition social links. And that was kind of the point. It's funny, that's... The original point of that save file was that I can complete any social links I happen to fail to get. But so far, everything's been kind of smooth. Hopefully it stays that way. But that was kind of the main purpose of it. Now it feels like the main purpose of New Game Plus would be to do the second Elizabeth request. Or rather, the one Elizabeth request you can't complete on the first playthrough. But, you know, we'll get to that road when we get to it. Or when we get to that road, it's gonna suck because it'll either be before or after we do the answer, and both are just bullshit difficult. Anyways, let's get the last needed for the fusion. No, that's not how you do it. Should have gone the other way around if I'd known it this far now. Lilim. Lilim just kind of looks like, you know, succubus, not as old. It's like, I'm new to this job, so you got me on secretary duty or something. Man, can you imagine being the secretary of hell? Is there a demon in that actually does that? And it's like, yes, this demon is the Secretary of Hell, documenter of all who enter. There probably is. I wouldn't be surprised. This is an interesting combination. No, I've gone the wrong one.